prayer, supplication, praise, meditation, or even silence. Despite their different names and origins, these practices share something profound. They are ways to connect with something greater than ourselves, a higher force with many names depending on our beliefs. God, the universe, Brahma, Buddha, Allah. Regardless of our faith, prayer is essentially a conversation, a moment to pause, listen, and be heard, to open our hearts, give thanks, ask for guidance, or seek inner peace. Research on individuals who pray daily suggests that prayer strengthens neural circuits associated with empathy and resilience. In other words, these moments of prayer, once considered just spiritual practices, help our brains function in a more balanced way, reflecting positively on our mental and physical health. Studies on meditation and gratitude practices, for example, show that these moments of reflection and silence can reduce stress levels, improve mood, and even enhance concentration. Scientists have found that during prayer, the brain activates areas related to feelings of well-being, creating a state of calm and even contentment that lasts. Imagine having one of those days where everything seems to go wrong, worries pile up, and your mind can't stop racing. At night, all you want is a little peace, but even relaxing feels difficult. Then, in an attempt to ease the burden, you decide to pray, to talk to something greater, or simply pause for silent reflection. Words start to flow, perhaps as a vent or a request for guidance. Suddenly, things feel lighter, as if a weight has been lifted. Just the act of externalizing what you're feeling, of letting it out, provides relief. And if you pay attention and tune in, you might begin to notice answers arising. What happens during prayer is that our brain calms down. Like an intimate conversation, this moment of prayer quiets restless thoughts and begins to reorganize emotions. Instead of fixating on worries, the mind finds focus, a way to release stress. Even though nothing has changed in the outside world, something shifts within us, and that shift is powerful. Prayer becomes almost like a backup battery, allowing you to let go of the heavy burdens and somehow feel a sense of peace and strength to face the next day with more balance. Praying can be as simple as closing your eyes, taking slow, deep breaths, and expressing what's in your heart for a few minutes. If you're wondering how to start the conversation, incorporating gratitude can make a world of difference. When we begin a prayer by expressing thanks, whether for what we already have, what went well during the day, or even for the little things, the impact is immediate. It's as if the mind shifts direction, moving away from the weight of problems and focusing on the good. According to the UCLA Mindfulness Research Center, people who practice gratitude regularly show increased activation in the medial prefrontal cortex after just 3 months. In other words, the habit of giving thanks can literally rewire the brain, particularly in areas tied to the reward system. Practicing gratitude not only soothes the soul, but also gives the brain's well-being connections a significant boost. A few minutes in the morning or at night, making this practice a personal moment of connection can be transformative. You don't need fancy words or a special setting, just good intentions and authenticity. This small window of prayer where gratitude takes center stage creates a rhythm, a pause in the routine that reminds us of what matters and brings calm. Over time, this becomes part of our daily well-being, a refuge we can access anytime. It creates a real change in how we live and see things. We begin to understand that prayer is not just a ritual, but a way to care for our minds, our hearts, and to cultivate peace that transcends the everyday challenges. When we dedicate time to prayer, we also develop a mindset of letting go, embracing life with more confidence in ourselves and the power that guides us. And this act of letting go is essential. At the end of a prayer, whether it includes a request or a reflection, I invite you to release what you've asked for and allow things to follow their course. Focus on what's within your control, trusting in the being who designed the entire universe. For me, this act of letting go is one of the most challenging yet vital practices that I work on daily. It's what keeps my mind lighter and helps me manage anxiety, because it frees me from being tied to what I cannot control. It's like taking the first step and then trusting God, life, or whatever name you prefer, to take care of the rest. By creating this habit, we strengthen our resilience and trust in the process. Prayer becomes a meeting point with something greater and with our own inner strength. It's a moment to seek peace while remembering that every achievement also depends on us. Beyond all of this, prayer gives us clarity, a more loving perspective on our journey, and that comforting sense that we are supported and cared for. It works for me, always. So, I had to share this with you. And if you've never tried it, don't take my word for it. Just experience it for yourself. See you next time.